way. Okay, welcome to my ADU. This is my ADU project, and we are almost there. Basically, at this point, we have just passed the framing inspection, and we have the okay to start putting up the installation. However, before I do that, I want to make sure I document all this stuff for people who are interested in converting the garage into an ADU, have an idea of what it takes in order to get to where I am right now. Before any of this was built, this was a regular 2-car garage. I had put some drywall on the sides, and my inspector came in and told me to demo everything out. But let me start with step number 1. And in all these videos, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to document the process that I've been going through in order to get to where I am right now. ADU, the new ordinance basically allows you to convert your 2-car garage into a duplex house, or it allows you to build a new house in addition to your house, even if you have zoning that's R1. Everything began when the law passed, and then I thought about converting my garage into an ADU. It seemed very interesting because you can either rent it out, you can build it for family members, you can build it to rent it to somebody, you can Airbnb, you can do a lot of things with it. But whenever I started going into details, asking contractors to help me out and see what they could do, every time I would talk to somebody, they would say, you know what, the minimum price is about $80,000. Some people came in at $100,000, and I was getting a bunch of quotes here and there saying, yes, we can do it, but it's going to cost you about $80,000. I thought there had to be a better way to do this, and there is. The problem with building an ADU is that it just costs too damn much. Most contractors want about $100,000, $80,000. On the low end, whenever I spoke to somebody, they said they could do it for about $60,000. In reality, it was probably about $65,000 to $68,000. What I'm doing is, I'm doing this project a little bit differently. I'm building it as a homeowner builder. However, what I'm doing is I'm talking to contractors directly to do one specific thing. I'm getting somebody just to do the framing. I'm getting somebody just to do the electrical. I'm getting somebody to do the plumbing. I'm getting somebody to do the drywall, and a different company to do the bathroom, different company to do the kitchen. Just everybody has a different job. That way I don't stick with one person. If you stick with one person, you're on their mercy for the timeline and when they're gonna finish. If they go over budget, you're just gonna have to pay for it. The way that I'm doing is I negotiate with the framer. I tell them, hey, how much would you charge me to do this and this specific thing only? Some guys, when I talk to them, they wanted about $20,000 to do this framing. And I managed to find a company after talking to so many contractors that I spoke to the last guy, licensed contractor. I checked his license on the California website. He was licensed and bonded. He managed to do all this for $5,000. $5,000. At the end, it didn't really work out. The guy had an accident. He stopped working. When the city inspector came by, there was 2 corrections that needed to be done, and I had to hire somebody else to do the corrections. Even after those 2 corrections, it was a better deal. Overall, I spent, I think, about $7,500 to do the framing, from $20,000 to $7,500. Not bad at all. So that's just one of the things that I've gone through so far. What do we have here? This is my stamp plans. So, if you want to build an ADU, there's a crap load of steps. What I did, step number 1 is you gotta get your plans. First things first, get your plans. With your plans, you can start building, you can start scheduling inspections with your inspector, you can start doing the whole thing from the beginning. You can't go anywhere without your plans. Contractors, whoever you talk to, they're gonna say, I can make the plans, I can do the whole project, it's gonna be $80,000. I didn't want to go that route. I'm going to go a different route. My wife happens to be a designer, so she pulled this together. I'm going to leave her link on the bottom so you guys can ask her if you have any questions about plans, how much they cost. Roughly, I think to get plans approved, they're about, a designer would charge between $4,000 to $6,000 depending if it's an attached garage or if it's new construction from the bottom up. For me, we had a good hookup, but for the purpose of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this budget. This is like your first budget. The first expense that you're going to have to do is get your plans ready. Once you have your plans ready, you can start basically the whole thing, right? In a nutshell, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to avoid that $80,000 cost to build an ADU and probably build it for about half. I'm basically almost there, and the way that the step and the process that I'm doing that's a little bit different than the regular person building an ADU is that I'm talking to my own contractors by myself. I'm negotiating a better deal for myself rather than just relying on one main company to do all the work for me. And splitting it that way, splitting the cost with different companies, it's been working out so far pretty well for me, and I have managed to keep the expenses extremely low and very affordable for work that other company would have charged me $20,000 for framing, and I managed to do it for $7,500, which is not bad at all. In this video, so I'm going to just share my experience, what I'm going through. I'm going to make different videos for specific things. For example, the next video that I'm going to upload is a video about the footings. Because once you have your plans, the next step is you gotta verify your footings. After you verify your footings, the inspector will give you the okay to start doing the plumbing. Once you have the plumbing, you can start doing the electrical and the framing. Once you have all those things done, and there's many other little things within those steps that you have to follow. I could make a video that's about an hour long to cover everything, but I'd rather just break it up into different sections. And for example, the windows, the electrical, the lights, the cables, all that stuff, I'm just gonna make multiple videos to cover one topic at a time. I managed to verify my footings very easily. I'll show you how to open up some sections of your garage, and if you have access to the soil, you can figure out if you have footings, because if you have footings, you will manage to save about $5,000 per side in expenses. So be on the lookout for the next video. I'm going to upload it, go into a specific detail in regards to the footings, and just to show you how to save money and basically go to the next step in an easier way.